Well, my first priority as far as Michigan's economy goes, it would be to cut our spending. Michigan has one of the highest spendings across the 50 states. It's top, maybe by California and a couple others. But after that, I would look at, cutting taxes for businesses. We have a lot of new business taxes that seem to really put a hamper on Michigan's prosperity. So we want to be able to make Michigan look more attractive to larger businesses, and also for small business owners. Small business is kind of our backbone. Everybody thinks it's the automotive industry, but in the end, the small business is really what run this, and so we need to make it need to make Michigan a place where a small business can thrive. As far as education, I think the earlier we start with education reform, the better. So, I'm a believer in the voucher programs that have been put forward in the past. I think that that money could be used to help parents put their children into private schools or even homeschool their children, because studies have shown that both of those far exceed standardized scores that the public schools put out. Sometimes, in the case of a private school, it's 11 to 14 points higher, and in the case of homeschooling, it's actually 18 to 28% higher in most cases. So I think that would give parents a better avenue, and then once those scores are up in that area, then the children have a more competitive edge when they're seeking colleges and whatever, and those students they actually the schools will want them more because they'll see how well they do. I'm also a believer in helping our military veterans, especially here in Michigan, possibly giving them the opportunity to either go to our colleges, either for a lesser tuition or even tuition free if that's possible. Well, obviously the major priority would be to cut spending. I think we can do this in lots of ways. We can privatize a lot of different areas, like let's say in a school, for instance, like the custodial services, maybe the busing services. We could privatize that. If you put a bid out, that would lower those costs. We can have the county sheriff's departments, start doing a little bit more duty to help reduce the cost that the state police incurs. So my main priority is to find ways to reduce Michigan's overall budget and get our spending down. Another major reform that I'd like to see is, right now Michigan's economy is, really bad in the private sector, and I think that we should be willing to approach, state level employees, or to possibly take their own cuts in pay. We in the private sector, people have been doing this for the last few years. It only seems right that the public sector would do the same, and that's including the state legislature. I think we could go to a part-time legislature and reduce that cost by almost half, for the state representatives, the state senate and whatnot.